Hey, what's up, guys? Horror fans, Michael Myers fans, um, collectibles fans, bust fans, rare items fans. I got something here that you're going to love. So, I'm going to tell you a little story. It's kind of crazy how it all panned out. So anyway, um, so where do I start? I've been looking for one of these Michael Myers busts that was done by Sam McCain on the horror Sanctum Studios. Been looking for a while. I've been searching on eBay, on different uh, other collectors sites, Michael Myers sites. I've been looking everywhere for I'd say a couple years now. And I went ahead and lately I've been buying 19-inch figures on eBay. Trying to get all the 19-inch figures. I'm building a shelf and I'm going to put them up. You know, all the movie maniacs and NECA 18 and 19-inch figures. You know, that make sound and all that, motion activated. So I happened to buy one off of eBay. You know, it was a reasonable price. It was a Myers Rob Zombie figure, and it was a reasonable price. The guy had it, selling for what I was interested in. Didn't look about where he lived or anything like that. Well, the guy contacted me and said, "Hey, I live about 10 minutes away from you." So I thought, wow, okay. He says, "Do you mind if I just drop off the item to your place?" Rather than shipping it. It's a lot cheaper just to drive there. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. So the guy comes over to the house, and I didn't bring him in the house at first. He's seller from eBay. You never know these people. So it turns out I get talking to him in my driveway, and he's a real big horror collector also. So he tells me some things. So I end up, long story short, I bring him in and show him the horror stash, the horror cave, and you know, this guy knows his stuff. He starts telling me, where I got certain things from, like certain busts. He knew the makers, the companies. He knew everything. His fellow horror addict. So I begin to tell him about, I've been looking for this Michael Myers bust from Horror Sanctum Studios for a while now, and I said I would love to get my hands on one. I said they're so rare, and since the guy Sam McCain who designed this and made these, he's passed away. There's only a few of these floating around, and if they do come up for sale, they're definitely not cheap. They're on the real expensive side. And something to do with Michael Myers, this Universal Studio or whatever, they have him on lock, so you can't really make the. If you ever noticed, the busts of Michael Myers are hard to find. You can only, you can find the masks and everything a dime a dozen on different sites, but a full bust display, life size, 1.1 scale, life size, you can't find. So, the guy says, what, one like this? And he pulls up on his cell phone. Sure enough, The Walking Dead Michael Myers bust. I believe it. I said, you have one? He says, yeah. So I said to him, I said, would you ever be interested in selling it? And he pretty much laughed and said, no, it's, he knows what he has. He knows it's good and everything like that. And so I said, okay, well, if you ever decide to hold on to my, my number and all, and, well, just this past week, I get, he messaged me on Facebook and said, he's got some other stuff coming into his collection. And all of us horror guys, sometimes we need to make room in our collection to bring in new stuff, or um, things like that. So he says, basically, what's your offer? And I told him, my highest. And he came down a little bit for me because he knows that I'm, into the horror collection, and we're on the same page. So I ended up getting it. I'm not going to tell you the price, but like I said, I did really well on this, especially how rare this is. You can see, all the details and the skin and the mat. I mean, it's crazy. Like I said, this is called the Walking Death Myers bust by Sam McCain, who ran Horror Sanctum Studios. I have the Facebook page up right here. Let's see if I can give you a close up. It's just a sick piece, Here's Horror Sanctum Studios. Their webpage, official webpage, is no longer active, but this is their Facebook page that remains up. As you can see, he was known for the T-1000 from Terminator. But yeah, here's the Walking Death. Excuse me, throat's getting dry here. Here's the two versions. There's the burnt version, which is all burnt up looking, and then here's and the eyes actually painted. And here's the one that I have here, which is the regular version, where you can see the eye is just like this. It's just just a glazed over. But there you have it, and then there's the burnt version. Now, from what I've been told, is the burnt version is even more rare than the version I have, and there's only a handful of them made in the world, and there's only, I think they told me 2 or 3 that are made, and they're not going to show up anytime soon. And if they do, they're going to be very, very expensive. Like I said, there's Horror Sanctum Studios. Okay. It's a shame the guy passed away, He did some good work. Sam McCain was his name. I'm guessing one of these guys is him. But anyway, back to the bust here. Awesome. Just a sick, awesome piece. Like I said, the guy I got it from, he's into Michael Myers hardcore. So I want to talk to him in the next couple days and see if I can, come over to his place and check out his horror room on video, and then post up on the page, because he's got a lot of cool shit. But I'm glad I got this off him. He's a classic guy. I'm very happy with this piece. Just ecstatic with it. I might even get a plexiglass plexiglass type shelf, enclosure to put them in, protect them. Alright, hope you like it. Check us out on Facebook. I'll add a link below.